hell's the thing at? Where is it? What's going on, everybody? I see everybody coming in. Hello and howdy doody. Happy Friday evening. Yes. Happy Friday evening. Yes. While you guys are coming in, make sure you're hitting the like button and all that good stuff. Go ahead and share out this video on your Facebook page if you can. We're doing table talk tonight. We're going to be talking about shippers and receivers and all the good and bad. I'm actually on my way to a receiver that kind of sparked this topic. So, go ahead and share it out real quick. We're going to be opening up the phone lines here in a little bit to take your calls and hear your thoughts. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday night, and if you're not out doing anything special, you can hang out with me. Thank you, Duncan. 2 tubes of lube. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Not 1, but 2 tubes of lube. Once again, make sure you guys are hitting the like button on your way in. If you can, give the video a quick share on your Facebook page or whatever. Let everybody know that it's going down. Oh man, somebody texted me today. It was quite I'm not going to mention this person's name, but let's just say this person is always concerned about, did the notifications go out? Did the notifications go out? That person texted me today. So how's everybody doing? Hello to everybody coming in. Did the notifications go out? Make sure you guys are hitting the bell. Make sure you're hitting the bell and the subscribe button. Love it. Love it. Love it. It's good times. I'll tell you, man. Shit never gets old. Yeah, I'm over here in, I'm at the Petro in Raffine, the White's truck stop here on I-81. Picked up this morning in Chesapeake, Virginia, going to Kansas City. So, mod details. This thing is fucking ancient. Cube X2. Ancient. It's been so long since I've shined it up, but ancient smock mod. I've had this thing for 4 years almost now. Probably longer than that. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about today's topic real quick, since we got enough people in here. And then we'll talk about that topic and any other thing else you guys want to talk about. But we're going to try to keep it on topic. Alright? So, here, running the power-only section of Prime as an A-fleet company, you know, that RST is, we're basically glorified Prime drivers. So, we have all the access and amenities that Prime drivers have. So, for instance, on the Qualcomm, when we do a macro 19, it gives us the directions and information for where we're going to. So I did the macro 19 for this place in Kansas City, Yes, I'm still in the Volvo. Don't worry, the Peterbilt's coming. Like I said to you guys before, it's coming. Don't worry. Just be patient with me. Soon enough. So, I did the information for this Associated Wholesale Grocers. And if anybody knows, Associated Grocers is the fucking worst of worst when it comes to getting loaded or unloaded, okay? One of the worst. But what ticked me off was the information that I read in when I got the macro back, you know, the information back. So here's the information that Associated Grocers gives Prime to give the drivers about, you know, coming to their location here in Kansas City, and I'm sure it's the same information for all the other Associated Grocers throughout the country. Listen to this. Listen to this. And I do apologize if I use foul language tonight, but listen to this fucking horse shit. Alright? So it gives you the directions, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Okay? But then it gives you all the essentials, you know, whether there's overnight parking, yada yada yada. And listen, just listen to this, okay? And I'm gonna read it verbatim. It says lumber has to be paid first. No parking on the street will be ticketed. At 2000, you can go through the gate to the staging area. Guard Shack CB Channel 16. They won't sign for seals. It says no overnight parking. No facilities. Okay? Need to stop at the Guard Shack before parking in the bullpen. So, I have a 1:30 a.m. appointment Monday morning, Sunday night, basically, right? Which means if I'm not a night driver, you know, I like to drive during the day. So, I have to plan my day out to where I finish my day at this receiver, okay? You see, it says I can get there at 8 o'clock at night at 2000 and park and wait for my appointment time in the staging area. The problem with this situation is it says there's no overnight parking and no facilities. What that means is the whole time that you're in the staging area, you can't use the bathroom. There's no bathrooms. No problem for us truck drivers. We figure things out, right? You know, we get shit done. Here's the thing that really aggravates me. No overnight parking. What that means is they'll allow you to sit there, okay, right, in the staging area, and, you know, wait for your appointment time at 1:30, which that's what time my appointment is. I don't know what time everybody else is, but I'm at 1:30 in the morning. So you figure, I check in, my appointment's at 1:30. Excuse me. Long day. My appointment's at 1:30 in the morning. Probably won't see a door until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Right? And then it'll probably be another 4 or 5 hours before they get me unloaded. Almost enough time to take a full 10-hour break. Almost. Most of the time. And then what they do is once they get you unloaded, they want to kick you off their fucking property. Now, you're on your 10-hour break. Yeah, you can use personal conveyance to get to a safe haven after you're unloaded or whatever. But I think that this is bullshit. I think that this is bullshit. I'm going to show you guys the actual place where I'm going and show you the parking lot real quick. To show you their staging area and how big it is. Look at this. This is their staging area. Right here. And all these trailers over here to the side. So you're going to sit there and tell me that it's a problem. That after you're done getting unloaded, you can't finish your fucking 10-hour break in that staging area. Well, they let you sit there for the 6-7 hours before your appointment time. In the state, man, this is why it's shippers and receivers like this that make the industry this much more aggravating. Okay? I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit that Walmarts won't let us. Nowadays, most Walmarts won't let trucks park in their parking lot. Most any big parking lot, Target, Walmart, it used to be you could park at almost any Home Depot or Lowe's. Now I'm seeing a lot of Home Depot and Lowe's where it says no semi-truck, no parking. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't think it's right. Maybe I should have titled this video truck parking. I don't know, but shippers and receivers that make you sit there all night while you're getting unloaded and then kick you out right after you're done getting unloaded, that's bullshit. That's so fucked up. I was watching Mr. Mark Anthony Storm, and he had the same situation where he was at a shipper or a receiver, and they kicked his ass out right afterwards. It's happened to me plenty of times. I'm sure it's happened to you guys plenty of times. It's bullshit. Yeah, there's a lot of places. Publix, yep, Chucky. It's bullshit. I don't think it's fair that that you expect the truck driver to get the load all the way there safely, deliver it, and then you're gonna kick his ass out after he's empty. It's just one of the for instances that truck drivers don't get paid the respect. Forget about the money. We know we're getting fucked over on a lot of money. But we get treated like shit out here in most cases. Cars cut us off. They don't fucking let us in. They don't. They zip around, and I got passed on the shoulder the other day. I was making a right turn into a truck stop. The ground is covered in snow, so you can't see the lines on the road. And this guy's passing me in the snow on the shoulder. I'm making my right turn. And as I'm looking in my mirror, I see his headlights, and I fucking slam on my brakes. I must have came inches from him ripping my front bumper off. I want to know what you guys think, and that's why we're doing table talk tonight. So I'm gonna open up the phone lines, and I want to hear your thoughts. So go ahead and put down in the comments here, for those of you that are typing right now, the phone number. If you want to call in, this is how it works, by the way. If you want to call in, you can call in. Don't be crazy on the phone. Don't be goofy. I'll hang up on you. I mean, tonight we're not doing the funny version. Well, we could be. I'll tell you what. Try to stick to the topic. But if you want to be funny and be a goofball, that's fine. But if you're going to be a troll, either on the phone or in the comments, your ass is getting booted. So I know that there's probably a few second lag between the phone call and the actual live feed. So if you happen to hear somebody ringing in or hear somebody on the phone, don't call in, because I'm not going to answer your call until the phone line is clear. Also, if you call in and I pick up the phone, lower the volume on your tablet or whatever you're listening to this live feed on, so we don't get feedback, kind of like on a radio show. Make sure you lower your volume on your tablet or whatever the hell you're listening to. So here's the phone number, you guys. The phone number is 561-501-1683. I'm going to open up the phone lines now. Okay? Phone lines are open. 561-501-1683. Once again, that's 561-501-1683. Thank you, Rob Chester, for that. Appreciate that. But yeah, I think that between the parking situation at the truck stops, I agree with the reserve parking stuff to an extent. But you know, this shit, like the Walmarts and stuff like that, and I know why the Walmarts and all them are doing it too. It's because you get these filthy ass, nasty ass truck drivers that leave bottles of piss and garbage all over the place. They're running over the plants with their trailer. They're hitting the curbs and shit. Let's see if this works.
Sure.
To accept, press 1. To send voicemail, press
2.
Yeah, who's this? And you're on table talking. La, 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 la.
This is Chucky. Just sent a message about the public from Florida.
Hey, what's up, Chucky? So tell me, man. What are your thoughts on this situation?
We ought to, when we deliver there and they do that to us, I'd sit there for 8.5 hours and put out into their bullpen. They cut the security on me, tried to make me leave. I put up a little fight with him. Told him I would when my 10 hours was up. They caused it, they can deal with me. And I told them they had a problem and needed to go DOT. I wasn't moving. And we all ought to just do that.
You know,
and Walmart's another one that's bad for it.
I heard of a story about a guy doing that once, and I don't know if this is true or not. It sounds a little far-fetched, but the receiver or shipper, I can't remember what the actual story was, but called the police to have the police escort the guy off the premises, and the cop was, you know, cool or whatever, and you know, the cop said, I'll escort you off the property, blah blah blah. But then the cop gave the guy a ticket for driving without the hours. Now I don't think that a cop would do that because that's like setting you up for a double whammy. But
well, he would have to be certified in DOT to give you a ticket for your logbook. They can't just do that.
How do you know if a cop is certified DOT or not?
Well, I mean, he has to prove it. You know, it's like being shot with a radar gun. They have to show you the radar gun. I've went through that before. You know, when they lock you in on your speed. By law, they have to show you.
Isn't there a little printout they're supposed to give you or something?
Yeah. Actually, I got caught one time. And I live in Jellicoe, Tennessee, just north of Knoxville. I've been doing this for 30 years.
Right.
And I used to run a jammer because I always had triple-digit trucks, you know.
Okay.
And he said, hey, you caught me at 78 in a 55, which is a lie. I told him I would admit to 68, you know, because I was running about 65, 68. I admitted that.
Okay.
But I jammed his radar gun. You know, I knew I jammed him, so I know he didn't lock me in. And he refused to show me that, and I said, well, I'll just see you in court. So when I went to court, I told the judge, I know he didn't. You know, I know he did. Judge said, how'd you do it? And I showed him my jammer. I got a ticket for a jammer then, but I proved that the cop was lying. You know what I'm saying? In court.
Yeah.
I proved he was lying, that he clocked me at that.
Well, I mean,
you know,
I guess you had to eat the jammer ticket, you know, to prove him wrong, technically.
You know, I mean, I did something illegal. I admit it. You know, I got caught. You know, it is what it is. But don't try to give me a ticket and give me a reckless driving ticket on top of that, you know, because that would have been reckless driving.
Yeah.
You know, but what we ought to do is when we go to these places, it's just like the Jason law. You've heard about that, the guy getting killed in Detroit because the security guard wouldn't let him park there.
Yep.
You know, and then I was leased with Miles and Milson. That was the driver that got killed. He was leased with Miles and Milson at the time. You know, made him leave because he was early. And he got broke into in his truck, you know, and got killed.
There's got to be a way that, you know, there has to be a mandate across the board for shippers and receivers, you know, to stop this shit because, you know, even this morning, for instance, I had a 9:30 appointment to get loaded. I got there at 8:30, and I didn't get out of there until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You know? And,
yeah, you know, and legally we're supposed to log out on duty, right?
No, you're not supposed to. When you're sitting in the dock door, you can be off duty. You can be off duty in the door. But while backing the truck up, opening the doors, and all that shit, you're either driving and on duty. You know, but if you're just sitting, getting loaded, that you can be off duty for that. You can be off duty. Yeah. But still, you're chewing away at the 14. Chewing away at the 14.
Yeah, you know, what we ought to do, we need to get behind the Jason law and stuff like that. You know, we all need to get behind that. Because what they're trying to do is, if the receiver or the shipper, you know, has room for us to park, there's, you know, that's what Jason was trying to do, make them let us park.
Yeah.
You know, we get there, it's your product. You know, and this stupid 14-hour deal, that's what kills us. You know, if they'd do away with the 14-hour deal, it wouldn't be so bad, these dogs would.
Yeah.
You know, it's just when you start your clock, we can't stop it. And these people don't understand that. Or if they do, they don't care.
No, they definitely
You know,
don't give a shit.
we're killing ourselves to get you your product, okay?
Yep.
You know, people need to stop and realize that it all falls back in our lap. Without us, none of these people have jobs. You know, they couldn't make they make the product. Well, they couldn't sell it if we didn't haul it. They couldn't, you know.
Yeah.
It's all, you know, a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of truck drivers, there wouldn't be no economy. There wouldn't be nothing.
And
You know, we don't get paid near what we need, what we deserve.
That's the shame of it, you know, that I don't think that, you know, we're getting enough credit where credit is due, you know?
No, and then sometimes, and you got to look back at this too. A lot of these truck drivers, they give us a place to park, they throw their garbage out, the piss jugs, and all this bull crap. You know, there's no need in that, first of all.
There's those guys that ruin it for the rest of us, so.
Yeah, you know, just to have a little common courtesy, but we really need to have like I don't believe in unions across the board, but we need something like that, and we all need to start sticking together here, people. You know,
yeah.
we're making it hard on ourselves.
Well,
we're the most regulated business in the world.
Yeah.
There's more regulations on us and stuff than there are anybody. A doctor can cut you open and keep you cut open for 20 hours operating on you, and we ain't allowed to drive but 11 hours. You know,
yeah.
It ain't right.
All right, Chuck, thanks for calling in, man. We'll talk to you again next time, buddy.
I like watching your show, man. I'll see you at the truck show.
Awesome,
I'm there every year, too, so.
All right, brother. You be safe out there.
I'll see you, man. You be careful. See you.
You know, here's the thing that he also said, that, you know, we, as drivers, we need to band together, and, you know, here's one thing that, like, what should be mandated and should be regulated. Like, if you look at Walmart truck drivers, right? The drivers for Walmart, they're all in uniform. You know, they have specific rules on the phone, and, you know, they have specific, you know, their rules are very, very strict, and that's why they pay them so well, because they have to abide by very strict rules. I think that, like I've said this before, I think that if truck drivers were regulated kind of like military standards, certain haircuts, you know, uniforms, you know, stuff like that, we'd probably be able to weed out a lot of the non-hackers, you know. And when I say non-hackers, I'm talking about those dirtbag fucking piece of shit truck drivers that don't care, you know, clogging up fuel islands and shit like that, you know, and throwing their trash all over the fucking place. Just those lazy pieces of shit that ruin it for the rest of us. I wouldn't mind wearing a fucking uniform every day, you know, button-down shirt, boots, jeans, whatever, you know. I mean, I'm wearing a pair of sweatpants right now. I mean, in my back of my mind, I know it's no big deal, but in the back of my mind, my military mindset, my professionalism mindset, I look like a slob right now, you know. What do you guys think? The phone line's open, 561-501-1683. Let's go. Hit the lines. Should we be wearing uniforms? Should we hold ourselves to a higher standard? You know, I mean, if you look at look at Major League Baseball, for instance, nowadays versus 50 years ago, you know.
Call from.
Yes, hi, you're on Table Talk. Who's this?
Dustin?
Who?
Dustin?
Dustin, what's up, brother?
Not much. I just had a quick question. My dad is actually a truck driver, and for some reason, is it just me, or are the Louisiana DOT officers a lot more strict about retarded shit?
Well, I can tell you this, man. Each state has their own level of strictness and retardedness, if you will. It just depends, you know. I mean, it depends on the cop that's pulling you over. It depends on what you did wrong. Like, I remember I was driving flatbed when I was with Prime a couple of years ago, And according to the little green book that we all have in our truck, it's like the trucker's Bible, right? And I had a lift, a JLG lift unit on my trailer, and according to the green book, the boom, the part that lifts up, you know, like on a you know, like a front end loader, the thing that lifts the guy up, you know what I'm talking? According to the green book, it says that the boom must be lowered to the deck and secured. It doesn't say secured with what, whether it be a chain or a strap. So I secured the boom with a strap. Well, in Pennsylvania, they have their own set of rules, and I got a ticket for not having it chained. And I was like, it says right here, officer, that, you know, it has to be secured. And, well, he was like, in Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth state, yada, 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 we have our own set of rules. And I was just like, and I didn't know for sure what Pennsylvania's rules were, but I thought that the little green book was nationwide, you know? So, what did your dad do? What did he get in trouble for?
It was more along the lines of they pulled him over, and I don't even think he remembers why exactly, but he got pissed off. He was on the phone with my mother, like he is constantly when he's on the truck. Well, they pulled him over, and the guy asked him to step, one of the guys asked him to step out of the truck, there were two, and they had him go behind his trailer, one of them does, and out of the blue, he's literally on the phone, I'm hearing him while he's saying this too, where he's telling my dad that he wants to make sure that the other officers want to make sure that he's not doing anything while the guy's in there searching his truck. And he's literally hollering at the other officer, telling him, how the fuck do I know that guy's not playing shit in my truck? He said, I know my truck is fucking clean. You could drug test me right here and I would get nothing.
Now, I do know that they're not allowed to search the vehicle unless they have a warrant and probable cause. So if your dad gave them permission to search the truck, then that's a different story. But do I think that the cops would intentionally plant something? I doubt it. I mean, there would have to be serious circumstances for a cop to go that low to plant drugs or something like that in some guy's truck in order to get him in trouble, because I don't think it would ever stick in court, you know?
Yeah, but I still don't blame him for getting pissed off about that. I mean, ask him to step out behind his damn trailer and then...
Well, he didn't get in trouble for being
go
pissed off,
searching it without even getting his permission.
He didn't get in trouble for being pissed off, did he?
I can't remember if he did or not.
Well,
but all I know is for some reason, all of them seem to be just complete assholes and wanting to go down his throat every chance they fucking get.
Well, you know, the First Amendment, you can say pretty much whatever you want, and an officer really can't say shit about it, technically. But then again, you always find, you know, you get certain police officers that are just, some of them could be assholes, you know, and, you know, not play nice. So, but with that being said, that's why you always, that's why, I don't care what time of day you're having, you get pulled over, be respectful, cooperate, and it'll go smoother regardless. So, but Dustin, thanks for calling in, brother. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Cool.
Later, buddy.
Later.
Anyway, but you guys ever have any issues with cops being assholes for no reason? Let's find out.
Call from...
Hey.
Who's this?
What? What do you mean?
What?
In the email, you said you found my whiskers. Is this some kind of sick joke?
I didn't find your whiskers.
Do you think it's funny to play these sick jokes on people? I want my damn cat back.
I don't have your cat.
Do you or do you not have my cat?
No, I don't have your cat.
Will you just give me your address? I want to see for myself.
Let's see how long this goes
Look,
on.
I just want my cat back. Enough with the games.
It's not a game. It's not a game. I don't have your cat.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. I found him. Captain Whiskers, you naughty boy. Where have you been?
Did he say Captain Whiskers? Oh shit, Captain Whiskers. Oh, what the fuck? Ah! Captain Whiskers. Well, I'll tell you right now. Wow. Phone lines are open, by the way. That's funny. That's pretty damn funny. Let me tell you what. What do you guys think about these topics I'm talking about? Matthew P. Better be careful with those type of comments, bro. I don't know if you're joking around or what, but
Call from
Trucker G.
yo, what's up? Who's this?
Hey, what's up, little dog? This is Trucker G, brother.
This is not Little Dog, by the way. This is Little Guy.
Little guy, sorry about that, man. You know, I'm new to YouTube, buddy. I'm just starting to watch all you different guys. A bunch of different guys that really don't have very good information. But I like your channel, man.
I appreciate it.
Let's kind of go back to this thing about wearing uniforms, man. I've been driving 28 years, and 28 years, shit, that's the reason why I got into trucking, and so I didn't have to conform to society.
Okay.
Now, I agree with you. We got a bunch of slobs out here, but as far as dressing in uniforms and all looking alike, nah, I'll disagree with that one.
Well, I don't mean like full on uniform, but I mean, you know, I'm thinking like a button-down collared shirt at least, you know, or something to that. You know, like even maybe not button-down, but like a collared shirt, you know, pants, shoes. That's it, you know, just to look semi-professional, you know. I'm not, you know, I mean, you see some. I mean, like, look, you see some of these guys that are fucking wearing pajamas at the shippers and receivers. You know, they roll out of bed and they're literally in their pajamas at the damn window.
Well, I totally agree with you there. I totally agree with you there. I mean, there's no professionalism when you walk into a shipper or receiver. And you guys got to remember, or your listeners need to remember, that when we walk in there, we're representing our company, or if we drive for ourselves like I do, well, we represent my company, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's simple things like that change people's mindset, you know, and, you know, like if you look, like I was saying before, if you look at Major League Baseball, for instance, you know, today versus 50 years ago, everybody in Major League Baseball had to be clean-shaven, and they had to have a haircut, and they all had to be, you know, prim and proper and clean uniforms and everything. Nowadays, guys, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I got a long beard and everything, you know, but it's stupid little things like
hell,
that.
you got a 5 o'clock shadow, man. Yeah. No, I'm just
but I mean, like, I look back at my military service, and I look at how we had to wear the uniforms and had to be clean shaven, you know, and our haircut had to be, you know, certain length and whatnot, and you know, and I really appreciate those days because, you know, it made us proud of what we were doing. And I think if they mandated a dress code, if you will, to a certain extent, for me it would be easy to abide by. You know, some of the other guys, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I think it would.
I don't know. When I started driving, you know, it was Levi's, cowboy boots, and typical truck driver, you know.
Yeah.
But hell anymore, I'm getting old and I'm getting lazy, and hell, I dress about like you were talking. I wear sweats and a sweatshirt, and I dress comfortable anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I just, like, I mean, being comfortable is one thing, but, you know, like I said, when you see these guys wearing fucking pajamas and shit, and flip-flops and stuff like that, I mean, it's just silly. It's totally unprofessional and lazy, and I don't know, but, and then, you know, like I said, you got these guys that ruin it for the rest of us, where they're throwing their trash and shit on the ground, and, You know, cigarette butts everywhere, and I mean, it's fucking pathetic. It's pathetic. So,
Oh, I'll call a guy out. I'll call a guy out in a minute on that, man. If I catch him doing it.
oh, I will too.
Hell, it don't bother me
I
to call
will
him
too.
out.
Yeah, I will too. I mean, I caught a guy the other day. I caught a prime driver the other day dropping. He was doing a drop and hook at a place, and he was dropping a trailer without a mud flap. And I said to him, I'm like, hey, you know, I'm pretty sure your dispatcher's gonna want to know that you're dropping a trailer without a fucking mud flap, and you're just gonna leave it for the next guy. And the guy just didn't give a shit. You know? The guy,
Yeah, they don't care.
he did not give a shit. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna let him know. He's like, go ahead, let him know. I don't give a shit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm riding your ass out. I don't give a shit. Because I've had to deal with that. I've had to deal with that many times. Stupid things like picking up a preloaded trailer without a mud flap or broken lights and shit. And now here I am trying to keep my record clean. I gotta take time out of my day to get that shit fixed, you know?
Yeah, it's just no consideration for anybody else.
You know,
and as far as staying cleaned up and stuff, I mean, hell, just personal hygiene goes a long way. There ain't nothing worse than walking into a truck stop and smelling the guy that left 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I appreciate you calling in. Stay tuned to the channel. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening soon, so.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you, man. If you ever get a chance, check out my channel. I just started, like I said, I was on YouTube here, and I noticed that a lot of the information on here that these guys are giving is just, it's junk, man.
Some of it is, yeah.
And you're at least staying positive, and I appreciate your message, man.
I'm trying, man. What's the name of your channel?
Trucker G.
Trucker G?
Yeah, I'm the white guy with the big long beard. Apparently there was other Trucker G's, and I didn't bother to look.
All right. We'll check you out there, Trucker G. You be safe, all right, buddy?
All right, brother. Keep up the good fight, man. Drive safe.
Later. Oh, and by the way, if you're going to call in without fucking caller ID, I'm not answering your call. So, I'm not taking calls where the fucking number is blocked. So I do apologize for anybody that feels the need to block their number, but the number that we're using is a Google Voice number. It's not my personal number. And, you know, it's just the way it is. If I'm not taking phone calls from trolls and all that shit, so.
Call from.
What's up? Who's this?
This is Trent.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. Touching on two subjects here.
Go ahead.
A, with the overnight parking at shippers and receivers. I grew up on the road. Dad just recently retired after almost 50 years of driving, and he used to tell me that Walmarts were considered a second truck stop, and DCs let you park there overnight, whatnot, but you quit hauling for them, you quit delivering for them, they'll learn that maybe we should start letting these guys sleep on our property, because without them, we're bankrupt.
Well, see, that's the thing that sucks about Walmarts now, too, especially, is that me personally have never delivered to an actual Walmart store in forever. I don't even think I've delivered to a Sam's store plenty of times, but never a Walmart store. And 99% of the time, you got Walmart drivers delivered to Walmart stores, and the only trucks that are ever allowed in there to park is the Walmart trucks. And, you know,
right,
you got guys like us that are out here over the road for 3 weeks at a clip, 4 weeks at a clip, whatever it is, and we need groceries, and it's impossible to find a safe place, a safe Walmart to pull into without having parking issues or getting booted or getting that stupid thing put on the windshield that they're doing nowadays. I just think it's completely unfair, you know?
Right. And I mean, you quit hauling their products, and no trucks are showing up with their products. They'll learn.
Well, see, that's
maybe we need to lift the rules a little bit. But and another thing with the drivers leaving crap, all over the place. After, as a side gig, my mom and my dad used to run a sandwich shop in northern Florida, Jacksonville, and they used to get on the CB and advertise it like the truck washers do now, and CB shops do now, and reaching out to truck drivers saying, come in, grab a bite to eat, and they let truck drivers stay overnight. There's I think the lot had about 80 spots or something like that, enough for about 80 trucks. And truck drivers were advertising cross country, hey, if you're ever in this area, stop by here. It's great food. It's home cooked. They even let you stay there overnight. Well, that lasted a good little bit, and then the newer generation truck drivers showed up, and they started picking up prostitutes and taking them over to the lot. They throw empty used condoms all over the parking lot, empty piss jugs, syringes, the whole deal. And finally, it's just the city shut them down because they were facilitating that in the city's eyes. So they had to shut the restaurant down, something that was been in the family for ages. And it was just, the newer generation of truck drivers out here these days. They're 25 years old with a face full of facial hair, but they still got their mama's titty in their mouth.
Well, I wouldn't say it's all the younger generation. I think it's I've heard stories. Even my dad's told me stories about guys leaving their piss jugs, and even back in the day. But I just think in general across the board, guys that do that ruin it for the rest of us. And unfortunately, there's no way we're going to be able to stop it. There's really no way to enforce it. And then going back to what you were saying as far as not delivering the products, you would have to get thousands and thousands of, just like with the driver shutdown thing, same deal. You would have to get thousands and thousands and thousands of drivers to shut down for one day, and not just park their truck for one day. And I mean thousands and thousands. I'm not talking, a couple of guys on a Facebook group or whatever, 30, 40 drivers. You would need thousands and thousands of drivers to shut down in order to make a dent. But then, even then, nobody's going to give a shit, because at the end of the day, if the truckers shut down, it'll screw up everything, economy-wise, medically. You got people depending on medicine, you got people depending on food, you got people depending on everything that's in these trucks. And if we shut down and cause a dent in the industry to make a point, it's I don't think it's the right way to do it. But then again, our senators and legislatures and all these people that make the rules, at the end of the day, they don't give a shit. It's kind of like,
no, they don't.
It's kind of like the situation with the shippers and receivers. It's kind of like it's just go with the flow. It is what it is. Take it or leave it type situation. If you found thousands and thousands of drivers to shut down for that one day, I think maybe possibly you could spread a good message and possibly make change. But you would have to have a serious amount of people organized and a serious amount of press to cover it, to have anything done. Like, for instance, here's a good for instance. If just the fuel trucks, the trucks that deliver fuel to the truck stops, stopped delivering fuel for a day and shut all the trucks down because there's no fuel for a day or whatever,
right,
that would cause a huge problem across the entire board. That would be a good way to shut trucks down, for a day. But then again, like I said, the message would have to be, it would have to be done the right way. There would have to be the right people watching and people that actually gave a shit to do something. So the question is, there's 140 people here watching right now. We would need, like I said, thousands of people to all be on the same page at the same time. The only thing we can do is encourage drivers to be positive and be safe, and and unfortunately we just have to go with the flow until we can get enough drivers together to all be on the same page.
And the only people that are really able to do that are people that run their own trucks. Now, they'll shut down, but then the mega carriers will show up and outbid that freight that's not, and they're going to haul it anyways because they're going to have the guy that's only been driving for 6 months hauling the freight anyway, no matter what.
Yeah, and and that's the shame of it. If you look at the spot market rates right now, how the brokers are just taking advantage of drivers left and right with these garbage ass rates. Like you said, the mega carriers will pick it up because they're either under contract at a certain rate or what have you. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've picked up oddball freight with my prime trailer. I remember one time I picked up a load that paid, it was like $1,600 to go 70 miles, and it was a dry load, and it was empty paint containers. And I was, when I first got the load information, I was like, dude, this is bullshit. What is this load? He's like, oh, it's paying like, and at the time, there was no price on the load, okay? This is way back when I first started driving for RST, and I first was a lease driver, and the load didn't have a price on it until after I delivered it, and I was really worried that I was going to get screwed over, and my dispatcher was like, don't worry about it, it's going to be good, trust me, it's going to be good. And I'm like, why? What's the problem? He's like, it's one of these loads that, came off of like the spot market or whatever, I don't know, something, I don't know how he got a hold of this load, but like I said, I had $1,600 to go 70 miles with empty paint containers. Well, and it was like, what, 5,000 pounds of freight? I was like, oh my God. So you look at the brokers on how they're treating, how they're manhandling the rates, and then you look at, it's like a domino effect. It affects everything across the board. Somewhere along the line, there's going to have to be something done, or else the industry is going to just keep getting worse and worse.
Yeah, and then to touch really quick on the appearance and hygiene wise, I got a beard, whatever. My arms are tattooed from my shoulder blades to my wrist line.
Yeah, mine too.
But if I walk into a shipper or receiver, I'm not necessarily wearing a collared shirt or a polo or something like that, but I smell like laundry. I smell like clean laundry. There was a couple of days ago, I was picking up a load of produce at Salinas, California, and there was a guy in front of me at the produce joint. I mean, just smelled like 8 weeks of jarred farts. I mean, he smelled like absolute shit, literally. And smelled like he'd never even touched a stick of deodorant in almost a month. He reeked. Like the bums outside the corner smelled better than him.
Yeah,
they told him that we're not gonna load your trailer. We cannot. You fucking stink. Shit you not. He said, you fucking stink. You need to go wash your ass before I load you.
I mean,
he said, well, once I leave, I'm not coming back. He said, well, then so be it, but I won't have to tolerate that stench.
Yeah, I mean, there's...
And I just shook my head, man. It's ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean, there's been times where I've been out on the road for, a couple of weeks. And I think the longest I've gone without taking a shower is like 3 days, where I wasn't feeling good. I was sick, and, I was just driving. I didn't, but after like that second day, third day was creeping up, I was like, I gotta take a shower. This is terrible, But then you get these guys where you can smell them from a mile away, and it's like, how?
Right. And,
how do you do it?
And I'm an Army vet. I did 2 tours in Iraq, and you're military, man. You've done some time in the sandbox.
Oh yeah.
Baby wipes, man. I mean, but
look.
I went months, I went weeks without showering.
Look on the screen.
But that's because
got my baby wipes right here. You gotta have them. Hey, look, wait, baby wipes, and look, hold on, wait. Keep looking at the screen. But baby wipes and this stuff right here will be your best friend.
Fuck yeah.
Baby wipes, rubbing alcohol.
That was the #1 thing on my care package list, is baby wipes.
That's right.
And peanut butter. But I mean, now it's my limit's 2 days. You get free showers when you get 50 gallons,
Yeah,
no matter where you go, pretty
There's no
much for the most
excuse.
part. So
There's
it's not
no
like
excuse.
you're paying out of pocket to wash your ass. I
There's
mean,
no excuse.
and if you can't get into a shower, wipe front, back, pits, done.
Yeah, there's
And then
no.
shower the next day. I mean, it's not that difficult.
I mean,
but
I know that.
I'll untie your phone lines, buddy.
All right, man. I appreciate you calling in. You be safe, all right?
All right, later.
I mean, I know that there's certain. I don't know the rules, but I know there's certain religions or certain beliefs that they don't believe in deodorant and stuff like that. And you know, I'm not knocking anybody's beliefs and stuff like that. But man, oh man, let me tell you, you know.
Call from
Venom.
Who's this?
This will be Venom.
What's up, Venom?
Oh, just driving along Indiana in the winter weather we got.
How is the weather up in Indiana right now?
Negative 20 with wind chills.
Wow, it's pretty cold.
Okay, now with the whole thing with the shippers and receivers and why they're not allowing us to stay there, and I've heard a lot of good reasons. It'll be trucker hygiene, how they look, if they're all that kind of stuff. But I think another good reason would be truckers' attitude when they're being loaded or unloaded.
Well, that yeah. I mean,
I've seen my fair share of other drivers be perfectly fine when they get checked in, and when they're having such a delay, they go in all hot-headed, screaming, yelling, cursing at these guys. I mean, like, seriously, what is wrong with you? It's not going to help by you screaming at these guys to get you loaded or unloaded faster.
well, that, you know, guys that walk inside, you know, and continue to ask what the status is, yeah, you know, being a pain in the ass is one thing, but like one thing that I always do when I go to a place, and I always ask them, how long do you guys think it'll take? And then they tell me straight up, you know, we don't know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I've been doing this for 6 years now, and I'm to the point where it just is what it is. You know,
Absolutely.
I've succumbed to that go into the flow thing, you know, or go with the flow, and just accept it, even though it sucks. We just have to accept it and deal with it, you know, and figure out how to work our clock around it, you know, with the personal conveyance thing, and, you know, even if we have to violate our log, you know, it goes back to what we were talking about before with police officers. Just be cooperative, right. Be polite, you know, and it'll go smoother for you, you know.
A little kindness will kill someone in the best way.
That's right.
And another point I want to bring up is how the shippers or receivers are treating their the drivers. I've got one heck of a horror story when it comes to the Campbells in Ohio. The exact town I can't remember.
That's up there in that's up there up north Ohio. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've had one load that when I got a CAT scale, it was, I believe, 83,825. And when I went back to say, hey, this whole thing's over gross, it needs to be reworked, they asked me where the tandems are, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry, but the tandems are not the problem. It's the entire load that's put me overweight. And they come at me like I'm doing something wrong, and they're not just aggravated. They're screaming at me to deal with it.
I had the same situation at a place down in Arkansas, I think it was, or wherever, and the guy was on the radio talking to somebody else and said, yeah, he's got a scale ticket, you know, that says that he's overweight, whatever. And the lady on the radio comments like, did the idiot slide his tandems? and I literally grabbed the radio out of the guy's hand and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, this is the idiot truck driver. My tandems are right where they're supposed to be. You guys loaded the trailer incorrectly, and I need it fixed." I said it just like that. And then she came out and apologized and all this shit, you know, and it sucks. You know, it's just another situation, another, for instance, where the driver is like treated like straight garbage, straight dog shit, and you know, they undermine everything that we do. You know, for instance, I was telling people, they were asking me, you know, why I was home for 2.5 weeks during the holidays. I say, now that I'm an owner-operator and I can make my own decisions, I always take off for the full holiday, because to be on the road on the holidays is good for certain situations, but most of the time it's not. So last year, I was home for Christmas and then went back out for New Year's. I was on the road for New Year's. I had a delivery at midnight on New Year's Eve, and I already knew in the back of my head that I was going to spend the night at this receiver getting unloaded. Well, I went inside, it was like 12:30, like right after midnight, and the whole shipping, or the whole receiving team, they were all there drinking champagne and celebrating, and I was like,
oh, hell
I was like,
no.
Look at this shit. But you know what? I didn't care, because I already planned in my head I was going to get screwed over. I was going to get detention pay, so I wasn't worried about it. But it's those types of things that, just like the one a couple of weeks ago, I had that load up in New Jersey, and at the Wakefern, whatever the hell, the ShopRite place, I had an 8:30 appointment in the morning. I didn't get into a door until 8:30 at night, you know, and they just don't care. They don't.
And they're done that.
You know, even the other day, I had an appointment for, I think it was like 9:30 at night, or no, yeah, 9:30 at night. I get there, the guy's like, "Oh, you have an open appointment." I'm like, "No, I was told 9:30. He's like, "Oh, no, well, your appointment is open. We'll just have to fit you in." And I'm like, where's the communication between the broker and the, you know, the dispatchers and stuff? And, you know, I was just like, whatever. And I hate that I have to say,
Yeah.
I hate that I have to say whatever and go with the flow. If we have a 9:30 appointment, we should be getting unloaded at around 9:30, you know?
Right.
You know,
And it's that whole communication issue, which the company I'm with, who you've driven for before, is having a severe problem with that.
I think that's just across the board, my friend, with the communication, because, you know, if you look at like any other industry, like for instance, you got a doctor's appointment, right? And you're late for your doctor's appointment, they charge you for that shit, you know?
Oh, yeah, they
You know,
do.
if as truck drivers, if we're late for an appointment, they charge you at most places for being late. But they're
Right.
allowed to take their sweet ass time on loading you, you know? You have an 8:30 appointment. Well, they don't get you to the door till 10:30. Yeah, you're going to get detention pay, but it's just like, it's one of those things, you know. Where's the accountability at? That's the problem. There's no accountability anymore. And I think that's what
It's
sucks.
out the window.
Yeah. I mean, places like that where you're sitting there for 6-7 hours getting unloaded, I can only imagine how much money they're spending in detention pay, you know, for their quarterly, you know, budget or whatever you want to call it. I mean, they got to be spending
Far too much.
Yeah, you know, and and then it falls back to, oh, well, we don't have enough employees, you know. Well, then again, who the hell wants to work for minimum wage on a forklift, you know, working the night shift or whatever? You know, no, of course nobody
I
wants
sure
those.
wouldn't.
You know, nobody. That's why, and this goes, you know, nationwide, that certain jobs need to be paid more. You know, certain jobs need to be paid more so that when people
Absolutely.
would enjoy to have those jobs. You know, but people just don't care. You know, and it's like, for instance, today, and truck drivers, we see this every day. The sign says the left lane is closed up ahead. What does everybody do? They stay in the left lane all the way up until the very end and cut everybody off.
I've had that happen way too many times.
Every day
And
it happens.
Another point I want to bring across when it comes to staying at shippers and receivers, I've had one other driver ask me, like, why can't he stay overnight at, like, this egg farm?
Right.
It's very simple. They can't allow you to stay there for hygienic reasons. Ever since there was this whole bird flu incident somewhere in Indiana that cost one farm at least 3 or 4 million birds to die from the bird flu, it's because it's for hygienic reasons. Completely accept. If they don't want me there because of hygienic reasons,
but what would be the reason though? I don't get it. What's the I don't understand. How could you being in the parking lot affect anything?
They're very strict with that stuff. When I pick up loads for like eggs, lambs, best, or any type of poultry, when it comes to eggs or any type of chicken, they're very strict about that kind of stuff. And if I remember, there was a video on Facebook or YouTube of this one guy who picked up from one of those, and there was some kind of issue. He had to open up all his doors. They wouldn't go into his truck, thankfully. And like I said, there was some kind of communications issue, and he was saying that I'm going to leave. All these security guys swoop him and tack him to the ground, and his wife.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm only saying what I've seen and heard. But for any guys out there, you just have to remember to be respectful, polite, and if there are rules out there, it sucks, but they'll kick you out whether you like it or not. I mean, I've had plenty of times where I've had at one place called Albertsons in just by Phoenix, Arizona. God forbid me.
I know that place. Yeah, I've been there before. That place is...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
They take forever.
Yeah, they don't care, man. They don't care. But I appreciate you calling in, man. We're gonna take another call here in a second. You be safe out there, okay, bud?
All right. You be safe, and everyone else be safe as well.
All right. Later, bud.
Bye.
Yeah, let me put it to you this way, guys. And you know, this is what we're talking about. You know, just kind of going with the flow, taking it for what it is. Yeah, it sucks. You know, here's the situation, okay? If you're at a shipper and a receiver, and you're stuck there for X amount of hours, and now you're out of hours, right? And, you know, I don't care if you're a company driver or whatever you are. If they tell you to get off the property, you don't have no hours, just get off the property. Go, even if you don't have personal conveyance, right? And you violate your logs. Violate them. It's not the worst thing in the world. You can't get in too much trouble for violating your logs, and if you explain it to your dispatcher and or safety department, whoever calls you and says, hey, how come you violated your logs? Tell them, hey, I did what I was supposed to do and they kicked me off the property. You're not going to get in trouble. Trust me. They're not going to fire you over some shit like that. But the trick is, 99% of the time, these shippers or receivers are going to be complete assholes to you. They're not going to care about you. There's going to be no sense of urgency for you, the driver. Where we as drivers need to step up is just, please, thank you, hello, how are you? Be professional, be courteous, and just be prepared to get screwed over at these shippers and receivers. 95% of the time when you're doing a live load or live unload at these grocery places and stuff like that, be prepared. Have some food in your truck, have some wipes, God forbid of an emergency. Be prepared. And you know, I think that eventually, with the technology that we have nowadays, that it's going to get better. For instance, if you look at most Walmart DCs nowadays, they did away with the whole lumber thing at the Walmarts, and their rule, they want you in and out of there and unloaded within 2 hours. Most Walmart DCs nowadays that I've seen will have you in and out of there unloaded within 2 hours of the time you check into the guard shack. I think that if some of these other shippers and receivers would adapt the same mindset, it'd be a lot better.
Call from.
Who's this?
Hey, what's up, brother? This is Robert.
What's up, Robert?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, man. I'm hanging in there. What do you want to talk about?
I'm a new driver.
Okay.
Just got my CDL, fresh out of school.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to be running with Pam. So first thing I wanted to hear out of your mouth is, what do you think about Pam? Do you know anything about it?
I don't know enough about Pam to comment. I do know that they're a bigger company. I've always said to everybody that you got to do your research and your homework on the company that you're going to choose for your first company, based upon what your needs are and where you live and yada yada yada. So, the trick is this, my friend, is if you can get through your first 6 months to a year at your starter company, you'll be fine. You learn the roads, you learn what to do, and then after your 6 months, a year, depending on if you have a contract with them or whatever, you could move to a different company like that. You know, we were talking about this the other day during the live feed about job hopping in the industry. Now, don't let anybody tell you, oh, you can't be job hopping, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing, you know, oh, you're a job hopper. No. This is one of the only industries in the world where you can job hop and not lose seniority. You know, I mean, as far as experience.
Okay, so you feel like don't be afraid to switch, go for the better opportunity.
Yeah, don't. I mean, look, if the company that you're with gets you started, it gets you training, that's good, you know. But if you, I mean, like for instance, let's ask the questions. What are they paying you?
Oh, it's absolutely garbage, man. They're starting at 30 cents a mile.
Now that's as a solo driver over the road?
Correct.
Any guarantees?
As far as what?
Like weekly pay, like weekly amount, you know?
No guarantees at all.
Do the trucks have APUs, inverters, and refrigerators? Stuff like that?
The only thing about that information I've only heard from people that have gotten a truck. They don't specify any of that information, you know, as far as public knowledge.
But I'm saying,
you know, some of the guys that are getting new trucks, they got automatic trucks, they got APUs and things like that, but they don't put any of that information down in writing as far as when you're looking it up.
Okay, well, are you going to be going through training with them, or what are you doing now?
Well, it wasn't training specifically through them. They sponsored the trucking school. I got my CDL and I just received it about 2 weeks ago. So I'm a CDL A driver now. As far as the DMV is concerned, obviously I don't know anything about being a real driver because I ain't been out there on the roads. You know what I mean?
So so you're gonna go to PAM, go to orientation, and then they're gonna put you with a trainer, I'm guessing, right?
I think they're just going to pick me up and I'm going to go straight into training before I even see a central hub or any of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, normally what happens is they put you on a bus or whatever, bring you to their closest terminal, put you through orientation, get your drug test and physical done, all that good stuff, and then you're going to go through a training program. You know, once you get down that training program and start driving over the road with them, you know, you got to remember your first year is going to suck. Money-wise, mentally, it's going to suck. Physically, it's going to suck. You know, but if you can get through that first year with a good, clean, safe driving record, I guarantee you that you can go to any other company out there that's paying more money and make good money out here. You know, I don't know. Now, 30 cents a mile with no guarantee, yeah, dude, you're going to be hurt. It's going to suck. But
yeah, I mean, by my calculations, I'd be lucky if I got 2,000 miles a week, and then after taxes and the money they're holding back, I'd be lucky to get $400.
yeah, it's going to be tight, bro. Now, let me ask you this question. Do they have you under contract for a certain amount of time to pay back?
Do they have me? I didn't hear you. Do they have me on what?
Do they have you under some type of contract where you got to work for them for X amount
Yes.
of time? How long?
Yes, they do. They have they specify it's a 12-month contract and it's not prorated. So basically, you bounce 10 months in, you're paying the full $6,000 for school.
All right. So look. So this is what I recommend you do. You tough it out for the year. Get all that crap done, and get your paperwork and everything done, and then right at your year mark, you go and switch companies, and then actually probably next year, and this is for everybody, by the way, RST is possibly going to be in. We might be able to start trading drivers soon. I'm not sure yet, but you look. Here's what I can tell you. This, you do a year of good, clean driving, I guarantee you can go to Prime and make triple the amount that you're making now, and have the truck that you want, have it decorated the way you want it, have an APU, refrigerator. I mean, everything that you see in my truck, you could have in your truck. And if you're going to be an over-the-road driver, it makes life a lot easier, you know. But even still, you can do your year, right, and then go local if you want to be a local guy, you know. So you got to do that year and see what is going to be best for you. Like, are you married? Do you have kids? What's your story?
Yeah, I am. I have a girl, and we have 3 little boys, very young, all under 5.
Well, you know, I mean, so you might want to look into, like, where do you live right now?
We're in North Carolina.
Yeah, you can get a local job and be home every day and make really good money. That I know for a fact. So you just got to put in the time, brother.
What are your thoughts? Just a side note to bring you off this. A good friend of mine that I grew up with, her husband just got his CDL right before I did, and he went lease operator. What are your thoughts on the lease operator end? Do you think that some companies are decent, or do you think it's all just a bad idea?
No, it just depends on the company. Like, I know there's a lot of companies out there that are doing this lease operator thing, where they're giving their drivers $1 a mile across the board. You know?
Yeah, 90 cents a mile is what he's getting, is what you quoted me.
That's bullshit. You're a glorified company driver then. You know, that's.
I said I can't. I don't understand how you can make I don't understand how you can make money if he's paying for his own fuel.
No, you can't. Not at 90 cents. No way.
It's insane.
No. You know.
But you know what? They gave him $5,000. Here was the bait on the end of the hook. They gave him $5,000 and they gave him $2,500 as soon as he signed up. So it's like fishing. They're fishing.
Those sign-on listen to this. Those sign-on bonus gimmicks are the biggest pile of garbage in the world. Number one, they don't give it to you all up front, and number two, it's never enough money to really compensate for what you're going to be doing. You know, that's just a sham. And that's for everybody.
Well, they did give him $2,500 when he signed up. Which, when I heard that,
they give you half.
That just says to me that you're getting fucked on the back end.
Yeah,
excuse my language.
You're getting half up front, and then the rest of it dribs and drabs for that year or whatever. But $5,000, what's that going to do for you? You know, you're spending $1,200 a week in fuel on average. You know, I mean, if you're going to go into
I mean, that's what I think. I mean, when you're loaded in a fully loaded rig, I mean, you're lucky to get 3 miles to the gallon, yeah?
No. Like, my truck right now is getting almost 9-10 miles to the gallon. So it just depends on the rig you have, you know. You know, there's like Prime's program. pays by percentage. RST is by percentage. You know, if you're going to be an owner operator or a lease operator, that's the way you want to start out doing it, is by percentage. You know, I mean, if you're going to be a company driver and you're going to be local, you want to be paid by the hour, not by the mile. So,
okay,
you know, I mean,
okay.
but there's so many, like I said, there's so many companies out there with different.
Okay, so you're saying get paid hourly, so that way they can't work you over 40 hours unless they pay you overtime, and then they got to deal with the government for all that rest of bullshit, right?
Right. Like, well, when I was doing,
or get a percentage of the load.
Right. When I was doing local, I was being paid by the mile, and I was working my ass off all week long. And at the end of the day, for the amount of hours I was putting in, it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it at all. So, but yeah, man, listen, just take your time, go slow, you know, figure out what's going to work best for you and your family, and then continue to run with it. Because like I said, man, here I am. I'm 6 years in, and I found the company that I love the company I'm with. I'm making the most money I've ever made out here. I mean, I have no complaints.
Do you own your truck with that company?
Well, the truck, the Volvo that it's considered a lease purchase. If I was going to keep this truck, which everybody knows I'm in the process of trying to get a Peterbilt, if I was going to keep this truck and finish the lease purchase, I would own it after 5 years. So, I mean, there's two different ways of doing it here at RST. You can do a regular lease and just be a lease driver with one of the trucks that are available in the company. And when the lease is up on that truck, you get another truck, another newer truck, you know. But if you do lease purchase, you get to spec out your own truck with whatever color you want, with any features, and then, you know, you make the payments, and after the payments are done, you own the truck. Prime does the same thing. A lot of companies do that. So you just got to find the right company that's going to fit your needs. So.
Right.
But look,
but currently, the way you're running currently, you ain't running company. You're running where you actually are paying for your own vehicle, but you may not keep that vehicle. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm in the process of doing something else, something very big here with the whole trucker district thing. And
yeah, I don't want to get too deep into what your future plans are. I'm just saying, though, as far as the way you are making money right now, you're not running company, you're kind of running lease op.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I was just curious, man. I'm trying to learn all this shit. I'm brand new in this.
Listen,
I'm brand spanking new. I ain't even been out on the road yet, brother.
This is what I recommend you do. Go onto my channel. After you get off the phone with me, go onto my channel and click on videos and sort the videos from oldest to newest. And watch all the older videos of when I first started, when I was going through training. Because this channel, my channel, the very first... I did watch a lot
of your videos, bro. I watched a lot of your videos already.
There's a lot of good videos also in the playlist about backing and pre-trip and all that stuff. But, you know, 6 years, you know, and I finally, you know, I'm in a spot where I'm making good money and I'm happy and I'm in a good spot. So the only thing I tell you is just go slow, be patient. First year is going to be the hardest. Second year is going to get easier. Third year is going to get even easier. And don't be afraid after that year is up to switch companies, especially if they're not going to pay you. I mean, 30 cents a mile. When do you get your first raise? Let me ask you that.
After 90 days, they give you 35 cents. But, you know, after all this has been said and done, I've talked to other companies already.
50?
And I have other companies that are willing to pay me more already off the rip. You know what I'm saying? I got companies that'll give me 50 cents a mile and cover my school tuition. It just depends if I want to break this contract and go through all that nonsense.
Well, I mean, look, let me put it to you this way. If you have already found another company that's going to give you 50 cents a mile and cover your tuition, get it in writing and do it. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't know enough about PAM to say that they're a good or bad company, but I can tell you that at 30 cents a mile, without a guarantee, you ain't going to make enough money to support your family.
Right. And and you know what? Just as a general rule of thumb, what do you think that a good company and a good driver should get per week running solo? Mileage. How many miles?
50 cents a mile is a good.
No, not money wise. I mean, how many miles from a good company who has good loads and who runs you consistently? Like 2,000 is 2,000 a good number, or what's the number for a good company?
I mean, if like for instance, like I've been with RSC now for over a year, and Prime is one of the biggest companies out there that has never-ending freight. Now, depending on how you run yourself, and if you can get loads delivered on time, the dispatcher is going to continue to feed you loads. You know, if you're not taking 34-hour resets and, you know, wasting time, you're going to continue to get loads, and you can
do you have to take 34-hour resets if you're able to calculate and always be running on fucking recaps?
Yeah, I'd never take a 34-hour reset unless I want to.
I mean, if you're able to do the math right, can you consistently run recaps and just run 7 days a week?
I've been running recaps ever since I left the house in the beginning of January. I haven't stopped. I've been running every day.
So anybody can run recaps. They just got to know math.
Well, it's not about math. It's just, you know, you got to be smart about your hours and smart about how to use that e-log. You know, and that's what I'm saying. So just.
So anybody can, because I'm confused about recaps. They was talking about recaps in school, and nobody really broke that down. I mean,
that's what
can anybody run recaps, or do you have to have enough freight, or what is it?
You need to manage your driving hours. Here's a good rule of thumb. Let's say you've got consistent freight every day, 7 days a week, no problem. The rule of thumb is to drive only 9 to 10 hours a day maximum. Probably 9 hours a day of driving. Because if you drive 11 hours,
which is 400 to 500 miles.
Yes. So if you drive your 11 out every single day, you're going to be out of hours before the week is over. So figure 8 to 9 hours every day, and you'll be able to build up those recaps and never run out of hours. Just rough numbers. So, but look, take your time, go through training. If you can get with this other company that's going to pay you more, I recommend you do that before you waste your time with Pam. Especially if
no loyalty in trucking, just stop.
Hey, sorry. You know, because that's how the industry is. You know, the industry needs drivers everywhere. If the companies aren't willing to pay, you know, I think somebody commented before saying that even Swift is paying 45 cents a mile, and that's Swift for crying out loud. So, yeah, trust me, don't get suckered into 30 cents a mile. Jesus Christ, that's nothing.
So it's fuck you, pay me.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, as long as you're doing your job and you're being safe and you're following the rules, I think you're way worth more than 30 cents a mile.
When I go sit down with Pam and they want to give me my truck, maybe I should tell them, "Fuck you, pay me this money, or I ain't gonna drive for you."
No, well, I wouldn't say it like that.
I got the license.
I wouldn't say it like that because Pam will just tell you to
go.
No.
I'm speaking to you. No, not like that. But that's the general rule of thumb. Like, I should tell them, hey, look,
hold on. Listen,
pay me more.
Listen.
You pay me, or am I gonna drive for you?
They're just gonna say, "Fuck you, see you later." We don't care because they're a big enough company where the next driver is right behind you. They don't care. So I wouldn't even waste your time if this other company that you're talking about is offering you this position. Get it in writing and go. Don't waste your time. You there?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. All right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I shouldn't even waste my time.
Don't waste your time, but like I said, get it in writing first. If you can get it in writing that they're going to give you 50 cents a mile and cover the tuition and all that shit, do it. Don't waste your time.
Well, the tuition is only $6,000. I mean, it's not crazy.
I know, but still, $6,000 is, I remember when I first started out driving a truck, I was broke. Okay, I went in on the balls of my knees. All right, and that first year was tough for me. So, Just like I said, just go slow. Get everything in writing. Don't take anybody's word for it, especially a recruiter. Get it in writing.
All right. Last thing. I know you spent. You gave me a lot of time, and I appreciate it, little guy. Hey, when I was in school, they were telling me, man, in the truck stop, these guys will pull your fucking kingpin. These guys will do all kinds of nasty shit at the truck stop. Is this shit real? Is this really happening right now? Is it still happening?
Yeah, that's why you got to do a pre-trip in the morning.
So these guys, there's still these fucking ignorant truckers that are doing all this nonsense.
Well,
when they can kill somebody with this.
I mean, yeah, but I've never experienced anything like that. And here's another good rule of thumb: don't go looking for trouble. Don't go looking for trouble. If you look for trouble, it'll find you. You know, you'll find it. You know, so keep your nose clean.
Well, I'm not looking for trouble, but I was shocked when they telling me that these other drivers are doing this because in my mind, like, if they pull your kingpin and someone gets killed, that individual is going to jail for manslaughter. Is this the kind of nonsense that's going on out there on the road?
It happens everywhere in everyday life, you know. So just like I said, you know, it's all about, you know, situational awareness and do a good pre-trip and, you know, and don't put yourself in a position where you could be getting yourself in trouble. That's all. And don't believe all of the horror stories. You know, they say a lot of that shit to scare you, you know, or to sound like they're tough or some shit, you know. But first,
I seen your video in Miami. You said there was gangsta down there.
Oh man, yeah. You know, you just got to be careful, man. You know, you gotta. Like I said, it's like the military thing. I mean, it's situational awareness. You got to be aware of your surroundings. Always have an out, you know, and be prepared. You know, so. But
I'm from Florida myself, man. I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, well.
Boys, they from the same country.
Just be safe, man. Go slow, get your experience, and then, you know, keep in touch with me over Instagram or Facebook. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to help you out.
All right, appreciate it, little guy. Hope to see you on the road, brother. Thank you. If I see you out there, I'm gonna holler at you, baby.
All right, be safe, brother. It's good talking with you.
You too. Thank you, man.
Later. Could you imagine this? People pulling fucking kingpins. I mean, you know what I had happen to me once? I had somebody put a fucking a quarter in my brake line, on my red trailer line one time. I remember this was when I first started driving. I was solo for like, I don't know. Hold on, let me grab this.
Call from.
Yes, who's this?
In my brake line.
Yo, man.
Who's this?
Yo, this is Rock in Balboa.
Hey, what's up, Rock?
Hey, how you been, brother?
Bro, it's been a while. I haven't talked to you in a minute. How you been?
I've been good. First of all, I want to say I missed you, brother. Absolutely. And secondly, I want to say that you are the real Italian stallion.
I
Absolutely.
I appreciate that, bro. Let me get my chain out. Hold on. There we go. I appreciate that. So what's going on, man? How's everything with you?
Everything's good. Me and Paolo, the whole gang's good. Absolutely. And I wanted to say the other night you were pretty fired up.
Oh yeah, about the trolls and stuff. Yeah.
I feel sorry for the knuckleheads who ever put their hands on you first, like you said, because man, you are one bad dude.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd go as far as being a bad dude, but I could definitely hold my own.
Hey, you had me scared, man. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I love you, Matt. I think you're a great talent, and you're just a great all-around dude.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. I appreciate it, Rock. Hey, so any updates on any movies you're gonna be in? You working on anything? What's going on?
Well, I'm like you, Matt. I gotta I got to keep it on the down low, you know, so when all the haters and trolls, you know, yeah, I got to keep it on the down low because, you know, me and you got big things coming.
That's right.
And
That's
when
right.
it hits, people are going to, you know, freak out when our things come.
That's right. It's all in due time.
Absolutely.
All right, Rock.
I love you, man.
I
and
appreciate
you be safe out there, okay, brother?
All right, Rock. I appreciate you calling in, man. We'll talk to you soon.
I love you, man.
Love
Absolutely.
you too, bro. Love you too. Absolutely. Bro, every time that guy calls, he cracks me up because he almost sounds like fucking Stallone. Almost. With the absolutely thing. Oh my God, he gets me every fucking time. But anyway, before he called, the only thing I've ever had done to my truck was somebody put a quarter in my trailer line, and I had to poop really bad, and I pulled up and I through the fuel island, and you know I didn't park in the fuel island. I pulled up through the fuel island, and I was there for a few minutes. You know, I had to go really bad. So somebody said, "Fuck you." They put a quarter. They took my airline off and put a quarter, and then put it back on. So when I got back in the truck and pushed the red in, nothing was happening. I was like, why is the fucking trailer moving? And as a new driver, it took me a few minutes to figure it out. So I was like, okay, what's wrong here? Why isn't this working? So I went and finally took off the airline, and the quarter hit the ground, and I was like, son of a bitch. But you got to be careful out there. You don't want to be looking for trouble, because trouble will find you. Pulling the fifth wheel, always got to do a tug test in the morning. Do a good tug test. Anyway, anybody else want to call in and mess around? Is anybody missing a cat? Any other celebrities want to call in? We're going to open up the phone lines to the goofballs now. The number to call in is 561-501-1683. We're opening the phone lines to celebrities and the goofballs now. Let's end this night with a good laugh. Nobody wants to call in. Nobody wants to call. Anyway, if you guys haven't already done it, I would like you to go and download the Trucker District app onto your phone. Oh, focus. Focus. It's not going to work. Anyway, download the Trucker District app. Oh, come on. There we go. Download the Trucker District app. Add me on there. My profile name on the Trucker District app is the little guy, obviously. And check the app out for yourself. Yes, the app does need a lot of work, but it's only in beta right now, and you got to stay tuned because it's coming. It's coming.
Call from.
Yes, hi, you're live on Table Talk. Who is this?
This is Tate.
Tate who?
From Instagram.
Is this real Tate from Instagram?
Yeah, this is the real me.
Mr. Tate, I have a question for you, sir.
What's up?
What was the problem the other day that you were so fired up about me?
I was just bored sitting at home.
So, do you legitimately have a beef with me, or were you just busting my balls?
I just like busting people's balls. It's fun.
Okay, well, see, then we're good then, because I wasn't sure if you were legitimately talking shit or you were busting my balls. See, it's very hard to understand certain perceptions via messages, text, you know, so. But, you know, I've been reading your messages on Instagram, and I see that you're doing something pretty cool, and I gotta give you props, man. It looks like you're doing pretty good.
I think we lost him. Did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, I'd say it's cutting out. No, I just gotta give you shit because of the Volvo and the automatic transmission, and then going into a Peterbilt. I I just want to make sure you're going to be able to see over the front of the hood, you know.
Oh, I know. I will. And when you guys see it here soon, you'll all see it. I'll be just fine. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. But I appreciate you calling in, brother, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right, that'll work.
Later, brother. Be good.
All right, you too. Bye.
Call from David. To accept.
You're live on Table Talk. Who's this?
Trapbox Gaming.
Who?
Trapbox Gaming.
Slapbox Gaming. What's going on?
Nothing.
How old are you? I guess I scared that kid away. That had to be a kid. That had to be a kid. Slapbox Jimmy. Oh my god. Hey, hold on. I didn't mean to hang up on you there. Hey, who is this? Who is Ike Stephanie? And how the hell did Ike Stephanie get a wrench? Oh no, never mind. I'm reading that backwards. SoCal deleted Ike Stephanie. Thank you, SoCal. Ike Stephanie. Fucking hilarious. Thank you to the moderators that are holding down the fort here. I haven't really been paying attention to the to the message board. So anyway, so call in. I didn't mean to hang up on you just now. Whoever called from. Yeah, there we go.
Call from.
Yeah, hi. You're live on Table Talk. Who's this?
Little guy, it's me again.
What's up?
Brother, all right, so I was watching the show. I got another good question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Carrying guns, concealed carry, crossing state lines. How does that work?
Let me put it to you this way. Each company has their own rules. Okay? Now, certain states, like for instance, if you've got a concealed weapons permit, most states will recognize that permit and you can carry concealed, you know, and have it with you across state lines. But like for instance, New York, New Jersey, you're not allowed to have it going into those states and stuff like that. So, but most mega carriers will not allow you to have a weapon in your truck, whether you have a concealed carry or not. Okay. So
weapon meaning gun.
Yeah. You know,
so you can have knives and things like that.
Well, knives only up to a certain size. What I recommend you get is get yourself, this may sound kind of girly, but get some mace, get yourself a little taser, you know, like for instance, I don't know if anybody remembers, hold on, let me see if I, give me just 1 second here, let me see.
I can't see what you're doing when I'm on the phone with you.
Yeah, I know, hold on 1 second, hold on, you're gonna have to go back and, this is for the people that are watching, but, hold on, let me see something here.
Are you searching through your the side pockets there for your weapon of choice?
Yeah, I'm looking for my taser. Hold on.
You looking for that little nasty baby girl? You gonna spit on somebody?
Yeah, hold on a second. Where the hell did it go? I got it here somewhere. Hold on.
You got one of them big ass pepper cans that like Dog the Bounty Hunter got?
No, I got one of those flashlight ones, and here it is, right here. Hold on. Hey, does everybody remember this thing here? Here, hold on. Haven't used it in a while, but I actually tased.
You got that?
Here, I don't know if you can hear this or not, but
you got that Dog the Bounty Hunter, girl?
Oh, this thing is dead. I'm gonna charge it up. The flashlight works, but hold on.
What is it? It's a flashlight. It's a flashlight taser?
Oh, it's working. Yeah, it's a flashlight taser. I'm sure you.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but I got one of these at the truck show, and I've tased myself with this thing, and it hurts like a son of a bitch. So yeah, well, yeah. So like I said, you know, there's ways of protecting yourself without having the stress and anxiety of, oh my God, I got my gun with me. You know, am I going to get in trouble? So
what if you carry your gun? What if you decide to carry your gun?
I'm not going to confirm or deny that I carry my gun.
Well, not you personally. I mean, as an individual, you know, random out there in the ether. What if an individual carries their gun?
Here's my advice on that, and you can take it for what it is. If you're going to carry your gun with you, leave it in the truck to protect yourself while sleeping in your truck. So
yeah, because you run through multiple states,
right,
all the time.
But don't be one of these cowboys that carry it in the fuel island and carry it into the truck stop, and you know, don't do that. You know, don't carry it into the shipper. Leave it somewhere locked up in your truck. That way, in case you're asleep one night and someone's breaking into your truck, you can protect yourself. See, because
all right. So you feel like,
but
I don't mean to interrupt you, but you feel like, you know, if you feel like you need to carry it, which you do not condone, because obviously you travel in the states where it's not allowed. But if you do carry it, don't carry it heavy. Don't be running around in and out the gas station.
Only leave it in your, just leave it in your truck. Leave it tucked away, safe. Don't don't be a big shot. Oh man, I got my gun with, don't draw attention to it. Because
right. It's for protection, not for big dick status.
Have that son of a bitch unloaded and locked away. That way, God forbid, you get pulled over and they search your truck and find it. The only way you might be able to get away with it, like is if number one, it's unloaded. Because every state has different.
Yeah, that's what I really want to know. If DOT catches it, do you know how that works?
That just depends on the state, man. I know that, like in New Jersey, New York, you're going to jail. I know that, right off rip.
You're fucked even as a commercial driver. You're going to jail.
Yep. Even if you have a concealed weapons permit, you're going to jail. But
so they want you to roll into their port naked.
Pretty much. So that's why I say get yourself one of these. Get yourself some mace, and then again, don't.
Or just be a really good fighter.
Well, not only that, but just don't.
Start doing some Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
It goes all the way back to what I was saying before: situational awareness, man. Make sure you're parked in a safe place. Make sure you're parked where there's lights, and there's don't be parked. Just situational awareness, man. That's all it comes down to.
If you know it's a bad neighborhood, do you make sure you don't go to the shipper in the middle of the night? I mean, is that just basic shit?
Yeah. I won't go like the shipper that I'm about to go to. I'm not going to get there until about an hour before my delivery time.
So if you roll up in there and you're like, oh, it's the motherfucking hood, you're like, hey, I ain't gonna fucking sit here like a duck. I'm gonna fucking go out there to a nice truck stop an hour outside, and if I'm late, I'm late, or what? Like, it's all about personal safety, or what? I mean, what do you think?
You got to make that judgment call. Most places that are in an industrial area are going to be well lit. There's going to be lots of people around. It's those places where there's not a lot of people around. Like you read the story about the driver that got killed. He was parked in a dirt lot where there was no lights, no other trucks. Nobody around.
Where was that? What story is that? Is this recent?
No, this was a couple of years ago where a driver was shot, and then I can't remember the exact story. If somebody in the comments can refresh my memory, but
is that common? Because I mean that's a concern of mine being on the road new. I mean I was wondering how it's like the Wild West out there.
Yeah, don't park don't park where there's nobody else. Make sure you're in a truck stop. Make sure you're in a place where there's lots of people and it's, you know, somewhat well lit, stuff like that, you know. Situational awareness, you know. Be vigilant, all right?
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, hit me up later if you got any questions on Instagram or Facebook. Send me a message. Anyway, but yeah, get yourself one of these things. I haven't used this thing. So, guys, remember the video where me and Pascal were tasing each other with this thing? This thing was a lot of fun. Dangerously fun. Ah! This thing fucking hurts too, man. Every time I hear that noise, it brings back bad memories. It's crazy. SoCal wants to explain some things. Let's give him a call real quick.
What's up, bro?
Yo, you're live on Table Talk. What do you got for us?
Carrying weapons in commercial vehicles with a DOT number is prohibited, period. The DOT federal guidelines supersedes any rules or regulations of any state.
I thought that you were allowed to carry.
Nope.
Since what did they change that? Because this is what I'm saying. This is why you got to be very careful if you're going to carry your gun with you, because I was told that you can carry with as long as you have a concealed weapon.
Who told you that?
I mean, there's been numerous videos where there's people saying you can, and then there's been numerous videos where people say you can't. And I've asked numerous police officers, and one cop will say, yeah, as long as you have your concealed weapons permit, and then another officer will say, no, you can't have it. So
yeah, the only people that would actually would know, well, hopefully would know that is a DOT officer. Like when I did the interview with my DOT buddy, he plainly states that the federal government and stuff like that, if you have a DOT on your truck, you can't carry. Now, like if you're local in California and you just run a CA number, you don't run a DOT, then you can carry. It's the DOT stuff.
Well,
not the truck.
This is why I was saying, guys, don't carry a gun with you. You know, get a good knife, get some mace, get yourself a little taser, you know, and protect yourself, you know, with whatever you can, because, you know, at the end of the day, if you have your gun with you and you have to use it to defend yourself, I would rather use it and be alive, you know, than be dead. You know what I mean? But then again,
well, the whole saying is it's best to be judged by 12 and carried by 8.
That's right. So, all right, let me grab this call. I'll call you back.
All right, brother.
Call from
Michael.
Michael, what's up? You're live on Table Talk.
Hey, little guy. Thanks for taking my call. Just want to say appreciate the videos. Been watching for years. Long time subscriber, first time caller. But thanks again as a new driver. Only got like 6 months under my belt. Solo OTR. I just appreciate all those. I call it Little Guy University. All those little 10-minute videos that really help new drivers, you know, make their way through this industry. So thanks again. Just wanted to call in. Appreciate it. Thanks. Take care. Be safe.
Thank you, brother. You be safe with that too. If you have any questions, like I said, you guys can always hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Don't be afraid. And you be safe out there, okay, buddy?
Awesome. Will do. Thanks again. Take care.
Later, bud. But yeah, guys, look, you know, have something, you know. Don't carry, I don't carry my gun with me. There were times back in the day when I used to have it with me on the truck, but the anxiety of, oh man, if I get a load to New York or whatever, you know, of having it in my truck and then God forbid getting searched. I mean, the chances of getting stopped and then searched are slim to none, but it was that anxiety that always used to get me. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped carrying my gun in the truck, and you know, and I have other means of protection. like this thing.
Call from.
Hello.
To accept.
Yes, who's this? You're live on Table Talk.
Hi.
Hi. Love it. Love it. Come on. We're opening up the phone lines for comedians, celebrities, and goofballs. Let's do it. I gotta get my own taser made. Special engraving. Ah! Crazy. Crazy. Anyway, so yeah, so the phone lines are open for goofballs, celebrities, and, you know, and, whatever. 561-501-1683 is the number. And like I said, download the Trucker District app, add me on there. My profile name on there is a little guy. The app is in its beta form right now, but coming soon will be an updated version, and you'll see it. You will see that it has been worth the wait. That I can tell you, because I've already seen what it's going to look like, what the designs are, what the blueprints are, if you will, and man, it's going to be fucking awesome. Oh my god. It's gone too far. I've gone too far.
Call from.
Robert.
It's Robert
To
again.
accept, press 1.
Yes, Robert.
Hey, what's up, little guy?
What's up?
Ain't talked to you in a long time, so I figure I should holler back.
What's up? Well, say something.
All right, so let's keep the phone lines live. All right, new driver. I'm gonna get my own truck recently, pretty soon.
Okay.
How should I handle my pre-trip? How should I handle my pre-trip? How should I handle my trip planning? And what should I avoid and what should I look for when I want to stop at truck stop?
All right.
What is attractive, what is not?
Listen, I did videos on all this stuff, and what I recommend you do, and I'm not trying to just blow you off or brush you off.
No, I watch your videos, man. I watch them all. I'm trying to keep the conversation going, man.
The pre-trip videos are all there, the what to do with a truck stop, all those videos are there. I would love it if you would watch them, give a good thumbs up, leave a comment, maybe share the video. Those are great things you can do to help me out, and it'll help you out because all the information is good information.
I did all that shit, man, but you sitting in the truck and you ain't doing shit. So I figured you could repeat yourself.
Make sure when you go to a truck stop, go to either Pilot Flying J, TA, Petro, or Love's. Using the mom and pop truck stops are good for an emergency, but most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the mom and pop truck stops aren't as big, aren't as well lit, and aren't as crowded as the name brand truck stops where there's constantly moving traffic. See, if there's not enough moving traffic, it'll give the bad guys enough time to start sneaking around and stuff like that. But always be vigilant. There's a guy that's on YouTube named Shadow Wolf, and he did a video not too long ago where somebody tried to con him to getting out of his truck. They came up to his truck in the middle of the night while he was in the truck stop and said, "Hey man, someone's back there messing with your trailer." And Shadow Wolf was smart enough not to get out of the truck, because sometimes all you gotta do is get out of your truck, walk to the back of your trailer where there's nobody back there, and those guys could have beat the shit out of that guy and stole his truck.
Well, they could have beat the shit out of him. They could have a pistol, give him a knife. So this goes back to the conversation of whether or not you have a pistol.
Well, same situation that happened.
Common sense is stronger than the gun, ain't it?
Well, you know, that's what I'm saying. You got to be smart. You know, you got to be vigilant. You know, and you got to.
No, some of these guys have told me that they ran their seatbelt through the door.
Yeah, that's.
So it makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's not going to stop them from breaking the window and undoing the seatbelt, though. So.
No, but they can't open the door. Do you subscribe to that, or do you feel like it's not that dangerous out there?
I mean, I've never actually done the whole seatbelt trick because if I hear my door opening, someone's gonna be in pain. Regardless, they're gonna have to be very quick in order to. If I'm not in the truck, then that's they break the windows, they steal the truck. That's on them. But if I'm in the truck and I'm sleeping and they're trying to break in while I'm in here, it's gonna be a bad day.
I heard a story about a lot lizard who was a prostitute, and she was underneath the guy's tires taking a piss, and he pulled off, and she got ran over. Do you think that is it still like that? Are they still that bad out there?
That's all about that. That's all about that pre-trip, bro. When you do your pre-trip, you got to make sure you don't have lot lizards and shit laying up under your tires, because that's on you then. Now, if you're doing your,
but you're responsible if you run that poor girl over. That's your fault, even though she's not taking a piss underneath your tires.
I mean, you know, if you do your pre-trip, get in your truck and then roll out and immediately run over somebody, that means that she jumped onto
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean, somebody told me this shit. This all came from truck driving school, man. They've been telling me all this bullshit, man.
Yeah,
They've been
like
filling
I
my head.
said, don't listen to all those crazy stories, man, because you're gonna drive yourself nuts. But hey, let me grab this call real quick. Hold on.
Call from
Jackie.
to accept.
Hello, you're live on Table Talk.
Hey, little guys, Jackie again.
What's up?
Calling in about the dudes, you know, about parking and being robbed and all that.
Yeah.
After 30 years of this, my oldest boy, third generation, tell him the same thing I told him. You pull into a truck stop late night, if you need to run in, pull through the fuel island, run in, get your drinks, bag, chip, whatever, go park.
Right.
Try to stay out of the inner loops of cities, you know, inside the bypasses. Like, try to stay out of West Memphis.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Not a very pleasant place at night.
Yes, sir. Anywhere, any of those truck stops in Memphis are hit or miss, you know.
Yes. You know, just try, you know, and like you've said a million times, be vigilant, you know. Just get your stuff done. And if you're going to a place and you think going to be early, use a phone. Call these people.
Yep.
Ask them if they got a place you can park there if you get there early.
Yep.
A lot of these new drivers don't understand that. Used to, you went in a truck stop, there's payphones everywhere. You had to use payphones. You got a cell phone in your hand. You know, call the people. Ask them up front. Can I park there? You know,
Yep.
Is it in a good neighborhood? Is it somewhere I can park? Just goes back to the Jason all deal. That guy was in the dark parking lot, and it happened in Detroit, you know.
Yep.
And
correct me if I'm wrong.
He just went around the corner and parked on the side of the road in a bad neighborhood, and that's what happened.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they broke into his truck, shot him, and then lit the truck on fire, right? If I remember correctly?
Yes. The guard actually seen it. The guard that turned him away, and this man had been delivering there for years, and got there like an hour, I believe it was like an hour or 2 hours early. The guard turned him away, told him he could go around the corner and park or whatever. And I reckon the guard could actually see the truck burning. You know, he just went around the block and pulled off like in a little gas station parking lot. And the dude broke in his truck, robbed him. And I believe his wife said he got like $5. You know, shot him, killed him, burned his truck. Just inner cities is the bad place to be.
Yep. Anyway, I appreciate you calling back in, bro. That's good advice right there.
Yeah.
We'll talk with you later, all right?
Yeah. Like your show, man. Be careful.
Thanks, buddy. But yeah, but like he said, you know, like I plan on, like for instance, I'm delivering to Kansas City, right? I plan on driving all the way tomorrow and then Sunday and stopping at the Petro in Oak Grove. What the hell state is that now? I'm having a brain fart. Oak Grove on the 70 there. Is that Indiana? What state is that? I can't fucking remember. What's wrong with me today? I'm going to stay there at the Oak Grove Petro. Is it Missouri? What the hell state is that? I'm having such a brain fart here. What state is the fucking Petro Oak Grove Iowa 80 look-alike mini, the small one on 70? What state? Illinois? Okay, Illinois. Missouri? Oh shit, which one is it here? Let me look here. I'm having such a brain fart here. I know, I'm sorry to get to your call. I apologize. Let me figure this out here real quick. It's Missouri. Yeah, it's in Missouri. Kingdom City, Petro, Missouri. Kingdom City, Missouri. Anyway, so I plan to go to that place there because it's safe. And then around midnight, I'm going to stroll into Kansas City and deliver that load. And then get right back out of Kansas City. Because, number one, there's no trucks. There's only like 2 or 3 truck stops in Kansas City. There's one small, tiny little Pilot. And the rest of them are all little mom and pop gas stations. You don't want to be there. You do not want to be there. Those are unsafe places. But anyway, we can talk about this shit all night, but we're going to end it here, guys. I appreciate everybody that called in tonight. I think we had a lot of good information, a lot of good stuff that we talked about. We're going to be doing this again probably in a couple days or so. Like I said, we're going to try to start ramping these videos back up. We've been busy doing a lot of other things with preparation for Trucker District and stuff like that, so that's why I haven't really been doing a lot of videos, along with you know, the fact that my freaking camera, not my camera, my laptop is messed up. So more videos are coming soon. But in the meantime, go and download the Trucker District app, add me on there as a friend, use the app, get used to it. Because when the next version comes out, it's going to be a lot better. So, appreciate you guys for checking in tonight. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way out. Give the video a share, all that good